Welcome to Blowing Solutions Wide Open, where we're talking about all things spiritual, as well as creating new systems in the area of healthcare, finance, government, education, new environmental practices, and anything that helps the planet or helps humanity. My name is Addie, and I want to tell you about the next scheduled worldwide strike. It starts September 16th, and it runs through September 20th. Yet again, my timing is less than optimal. I'm a little late, but those are the dates. This is the second scheduled worldwide strike that I've seen. And if you don't know what this is about, there are certain people in society that have taken it upon themselves to collaborate humanity and get us kind of legally and peacefully kind of blacking out the systems on the planet that have been harming humanity. Um, the suggestion for this one is that we don't shop anywhere for those 5 days. And if you do, keep it local. We keep our kids out of school and we don't show up to work. Now, I know that sounds insane to a lot of people. Those are all the things that we have consistently been doing since we were alive. And I will just say, do the best you can with that. If all you can do is simply just not shop anywhere for those 5 days, it still counts. It still helps. And just do what you can. But if you're able to keep your kids out of school, for example, do it. I know a lot of people think that's irresponsible, but if you really start to look into the education system and what it has done to this planet, it is unbelievable. I will say that I think that, many, many people in the education system and all these systems, as a matter of fact, are very well-meaning. This is by no means any kind of like a put down of any of those people, but the bottom line is those who created our education system and funded it had no intention on helping humanity, not even close. They're teaching, the education system is teaching all these other corrupt systems like our healthcare system. The false information has been flying left and right all over the planet from our education system. Not to mention the fact that many things are being taught that are not true to kids. There's not a lot of encouragement around self-empowerment in the education system. And so I personally have no qualms about telling people, keep your kids out if you can. The other thing that I'll say is, if you can't manage to take that time off of work, I get it. I understand. Things do not move fast on this planet. It never endingly tries my patience how slow things manifest here. And so, this idea that we can just, stop making money all of a sudden, I get that that's not necessarily the best course for everyone. And so, like I said, if you can, don't go to work for 5 days, black out the system. But if you can't, I understand. Just do the best you can with this. Everything counts. I think it's easy for people to look at these strikes and these boycotts and say, oh, they don't do anything. I don't see anything happening from them. But again, because of how slow things move here, we're not going to see it overnight. I do believe we are going to eventually see the fruits of our labors. We're going to eventually see the, seeds that we planted by blacking out these systems as best we can. But it's over time. It's not right away. And so I just would like to encourage us not to get in the black and white thinking that, oh, it doesn't make any difference, so I'm not going to do any of it. The other thing I'll say is that I see that some of these people that are spearheading these strikes and, boycotts and things like this, they have a bit of a mentality of this is the only solution. This is the only way we're going to change our world. And I think they have great ideas, but I'm learning more and more that I don't think that's true. I think that this world change that most of us are wanting, that most of us are kind of sensing is happening, it's being addressed on a whole bunch of different levels and from a whole bunch of different angles. And in fact, you yourself are part of, a unique angle towards changing this world. Every one of us is part of the change. And so this idea that only one way is going to work, I think that's false. I think that's another black and white thinking. Try not to lose hope. It's all in works, but we have a lot of really ingrained, stuck things that we're trying to change and uproot here. And so it takes a little time. And so anyway, I thought I'd tell you that, if you're feeling doubtful, don't just understand it's all in the works. It's hard for me to say that because I'm not an incredibly patient person. So I get if you're feeling impatient, I completely get it. I deal with it daily. But I do know that more and more I'm seeing that, oh yeah, you know, these changes are happening. It's just that it can't really come from just one different place. It's going to be a real cumulative effort. So, there's one thing I'll leave you with, and that is that from my research online, as well as a couple people that I like to listen to on social media, it sounds like Nepal has successfully overturned their government. And so I don't know what that looks like for Nepal moving forward, but wow, that's incredible information. I hope that brings you some hope because if they can do it, why can't we? And so, I just understand we hold the power. We outnumber those running the planet massively. So, I think that's good news. Again, it's just more and more signs of the time and how things are working. It's just a process. So, anyway, I hope you can participate. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. Also, if you'd like to come on here and talk spirituality or you have ideas for creating new systems in all those areas I spoke of, let me know. I'd love to hear about it. Email me at blowingsolutionswideopen@gmail.com. Also, please like, share, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more content or you'd like to get this kind of alternative information out to more people. Thanks for watching, guys. Catch you on the next one. Take care.